2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Welcome, everybody. This is 2K Sports with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, we'll see the Golden State Warriors as they play against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And for Cleveland, a finals rematch. They better be ready. As the defending NBA champs, everybody's gunning for them, but especially the runner-up. And Kyle Korver, one of the best shooters in the game today. It took him a while to get to this level, but that just speaks to his work ethic, doesn't it, Kenny?
Yes. Korver has always been a great shooter, but an elite shooter that he is today, that's work. There's no way to be this great a shooter without putting in the work.
Now your turn, Shaq.
And he's improved dramatically in every aspect of his game, not just on the offensive side. Pretty good on the defensive end.
That's good coffee. Oh, what am I doing? Kevin Harlan, take it away.
Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Home court advantage goes to the Cavaliers playing here in Quicken Loans Arena. This is an important game for them because they've really been struggling. Just one win in their last 5 games.
Well, I think for Cleveland, the position they're in would be considered a success for most teams. But let's face it, they're not most teams. For them, any place other than first is a disappointment.
Especially since they were in the top spot earlier this season. I'm sure they thought they'd be there all year, but now they've got some ground to make up.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, Cavs head coach Tyronn Lue hired midway through last season. First-time head coach, he played 11 seasons in the NBA and won 2 championships with the Lakers and spent 6+ seasons on the bench as an assistant coach. LeBron James said there's nothing that he hasn't seen. He's played for Phil Jackson, he's coached with Doc Rivers, he's been all over, so he has experience. Kevin?
Thanks, DA. Certainly a lot expected of everybody in Cleveland. Well, Doris, as we look forward to the playoffs, a question for you. The idea of a play-in tournament for the final playoff spots. The commissioner, Adam Silver, said that idea intrigued him. Does it intrigue you?
I would say no. I would be more inclined to reseed the playoffs because we see so often, and it's cyclical, but right now the Western Conference is a true, better, deeper conference. And so what I'd like to see is the playoffs be reseeded once the playoffs come around so that the best teams, regardless of conference, are seeded where they need to be seeded.
1 to 16.
1 to 16.
1 to 16.
That's correct.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. It's the Splash Brothers in the backcourt. Pachulia is out there with Draymond Green, and it's Durant in at the 3 slot. Here's Thompson. A second chance effort, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Isaiah Thomas.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line. And for Kevin Durant, guys, when he left Oklahoma City to join the Warriors, he knew he'd face a backlash. I mean, fans in Oklahoma City, some felt betrayed. Critics who said he took the easy way out. But in the end, he went with his gut. He decided to face that criticism and go outside his comfort zone and his safe haven, if you will, in OKC.
Both free throws good for Durant. And for Durant, his choice to join the Warriors, Greg, seemed to be about winning, but also about the culture that they have developed out there.
Yeah, I mean, the Thunder had often been criticized for the way their offense would at times break down into a quote-unquote hero ball, but the Warriors play an unselfish style. Players who love to pass the ball and who can also get along great off the court. I think that was a huge part of what attracted KD to the Warriors.
Now Curry. Following the miss by J.R. Smith from deep. Outside Durant. Off on the layup.
stellar defense to alter that shot. You could tell his release was a tad awkward.
LeBron outside, out of bounds. Golden State takes possession.
Just keep things simple. No reason to rush things there.
Cleveland on defense, coming off that loss against the Nets.
And I don't care how much you grind it out defensively. When you shoot it that poorly, you're going to struggle to win games.
If you don't space the floor, you don't set good picks, bad things happen to your shooting percentage.
You can't give him that shot. A few open looks are all it takes to get him in the zone.
Oh, he will take that shot over and over if they give it to him. That's a defensive error they can't afford to repeat.
The Cavaliers again can't hit.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
I thought he had it for a second. Barely bounced off his fingertips.
It's stolen by Smith. Curry wide open. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
This guy is such an offensive talent. The points will always be there for him. That much we know.
Thompson, a screen on Durant. James kicks to Smith. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
To the middle, stolen by Thompson. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Warriors.
And we see the central role that long-range shooting played for them offensively. One of the top teams in the league when it came to taking and making the triple.
Here's Thomas. His last outing, he had 8 points. James outside. James sets the screen for Thomas. Tries to snap the cold streak. He gets that one.
You know, LeBron James has been fouled so many times in his career, it doesn't even faze him anymore. There is no stopping this guy.
LeBron James, Doris, known obviously as a great leader. In fact, Mike Miller, one of his teammates, called him the best teammate in the world. But last season, he was called to task for some of his actions.
Right. Well, Kevin, there were some social media messages which seemed to be sort of criticizing his teammates in some measure, hanging out with Dwayne Wade and talking about getting different teammates. And, of course, between the lines, he was as great as ever. You know, the message from the coach, clear. Focus on your team. Keep it in-house.
Now, here's Curry. Coming in off a 12-point game his last outing.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Let's hope that's never the plan, and certainly not this early in the game. You don't want to let him get on a roll. That can make a long night for you.
Now Thompson. After Isaiah Thomas missed from long range. Thomas against Curry. Elbow shot is on the way. No good off the back of the rim.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Thomas, it's a wide open look. That doesn't go either for Thomas. Durant up top, James covering. Picked by Pachulia. Here's Green. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant.
You know, that's strong teamwork, leading right to the basket. He put it in the shooting pocket at just the right time.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. And one thing we've seen from Kevin Durant so far in his career is that he shows up big when games mean the most. His team might not always win when the lights are their brightest, but he is still at his very best.
You are so right. Whenever he is on the national stage, it seems that is when he drops 40 and 10, and he's been playing in huge games his entire life and knows how to amp himself up. And while some stars can wilt or vanish in big games, Durant just seems to flourish.
Derek Williams checked in for Jay Crowder. The Cavaliers trail by 7. Outside Williams. Smith outside. The kick out to LeBron. Back to Thompson. Durant with the steal. To the inside. And there's Green on the assist by Thompson.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Here's Thomas. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Nice shot by Thompson.
Yeah, there are several ways that Thompson can be a factor on the offensive end, and he is still adding to that arsenal.
Curry kicks to Green. Thompson left side. Durant sets a screen for Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
Now, here's Thomas, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Here is Durant. 9-point game. Goes up to the stripe. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
And so here's Cleveland. They're getting their first look of the season at the Warriors in this one.
And this is their first matchup against this team since they knocked them off in the NBA Finals.
Now here's Williams. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
And there are more points tacked on here to the early lead.
And they're doing it by working the ball inside and getting those high-quality looks in the paint. That's been their recipe.
You know, we've had point forwards in the league before, but Draymond Green really, in a lot of ways, is a new breed of a point forward. I mean, he does it as an undersized power forward. It does it on a team that plays at an extremely high tempo. And remember, he's also asked oftentimes to guard centers and post players. And so when you factor in the overall versatility that he brings to your roster, he's as valuable as anybody in our league.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge for an update on Jay Crowder. David?
The guys, I was able to catch up with Cleveland's head athletic trainer. He said he took a big hit on that play and that he may have bruised his sternum. Of course, the schedule is getting extremely demanding at this time of the season, and that injury is only going to make things worse. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Really appreciate you finding out how he's doing.
And, you know, I know everyone is rooting for him to make a quick and full recovery.
Well, I can tell you this. He has the pain tolerance to come back earlier than expected and the kind of toughness, too.
And with Green, so often you'll see him grab a rebound, bring it up the floor, then set up the score. He really looks like a point guard.
Yeah, passes as well as any lead guard in our league, has a great idea of the moment, knows exactly when and where everyone is on the floor, and minimizes his turnovers as well, and has a terrific assist-to-turnover ratio. You know, what's amazing about Curry isn't just how dominant a shooter or player he is, but very few guys in the history of our game have actually changed it. And I think Steph Curry is rapidly moving into that category. I mean, now you see defenders who have to guard 35 feet away from the basket. You know, you generally don't see guys his size dominate the game when they don't feature that next level athleticism. So for what he's done, man, it is just incredible to watch.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Channing Frye's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Korver comes in for LeBron. Iman Shumpert's checked in for Smith. And it's Rose in for Thomas. Timeout called, Cleveland. And with Curry, he's changing the game at the pro level and also for the future. There are going to be a lot of kids mimicking his play style.
You can bet in 10 years there are going to be a ton of sharpshooters who modeled their game after Curry. I don't think anyone saw how he revolutionized the game when he first entered the league.
Some changes for Golden State. Young's checked in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. The Cavaliers trail by 14. Rose kicks to Williams. Now the pass to Korver. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. So it's the Warriors now. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
And really lucky that they weren't blown out in that game, because I just thought the effort was lacking.
You know, it'd be hard to identify a phase of the game where they were crisp. Not the passing, not the shooting. Defensive rotations were off. You could critique them up and down.
Now Williams. David West missing on the three. They get it again. Fry. No good with the layup.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
That's your home. That's the area you simply have to protect.
And here we go. Fast break. Korver's got it. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Shooting one.
And Kyle Korver in 2015 winning the Sportsmanship Award, and more importantly, his first All-Star appearance at the age of 33.
Yeah, pretty rare to see that, but credit his dedication. He continues to work on his game, work on his body, and he gets better and better. Not content to be a shooting specialist, he wants to have a complete game.
The free throw drops for Korver. Doris, we see a lot of teams in the NBA push the tempo right now. As a former point guard, did you prefer playing at that kind of pace, at a faster pace?
Well, first of all, I grew up a Showtime Lakers fan, so they played at, breakneck pace. Magic out in the open floor, James Worthy on one wing, Kareem running the lane line. I loved playing at a faster pace. I mean, for players, you're out in space, you're able to show off your athleticism. The best part of my game was my handles, Kevin.
Right. Well, people always say that when, if you're playing basketball, they're quarterbacking the offense. If you're playing football, you're the point guard of the offense. So it seems to me like those two positions are really the same position, maybe the most important position in all of sports.
No, I think so. I don't think there's any question, because the ball is in your hands and you are an extension of the head coach, whether you're talking football or basketball.
Quick thinking people play that position. That's a compliment for you, Doris.
I appreciate that.
Here is Livingston, following the score by Derrick Rose. Young outside. 5 to shoot, to the paint, and stolen by Fry. 4-on-3 break. Shumpert gets a wide open look. Again, the Cavaliers score.
Boy, you just love Shumpert's pre-shot routine. Gets his feet set, ready to catch and release. Beautiful.
Young outside. McGee a screen. Here's West. The pit gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. West has got his first basket.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Down low. The kick out to Williams. Cleveland moving the ball around. Shumpert against Young. Shumpert, no good.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Iguodala outside. Beyond the arc. It's holding by Fry. The Cavaliers trail by 7, and the Cavaliers pushing it up now. Wasted no time on that one.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Livingston kicks to McGee. Now, here is Young. He's tightly guarded. He's looking for West and finds him. Shot clock at 6. McGee dishes to Young. The open shot, Shumpert. And it's Shumpert again, missing.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And a look here at the shot chart.
Well, we know that this team can shoot a lot better from deep. But tonight it's just not there for them. They can keep firing and hope they can shoot their way out of this funk. But if they continue to shoot it like they have from beyond the arc thus far, they'll just be beating themselves.
first free throw is good.
Yeah, drawing fouls and making them pay at the line.
Crowder is checked in for Cleveland. He's perfect from the line this time.
And this Warriors team so dominant on so many levels. But for me, what energizes them is that fluidity and that unselfishness of their offense. I mean, it's so much fun to play that way, and that joy feeds into every aspect of the game.
.103 left in the first quarter of the game.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game. And you can see they're struggling from the field.
Here's Iguodala out to the right wing. West can't hit. And the Warriors with such terrific decision-making and ball movement. It's hard to beat them playing old-school isolation offense.
And modern NBA defenses make it hard to score that way. Meanwhile, the Warriors are able to create open looks time and time again with their skill level and constant motion.
Iguodala gets the bucket.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Rose kicks to Korver. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. And it's 8 points for Kyle Korver.
Boy, working as hard as he can on the offensive end, and he's willing points for this team.
Young outside, kicks it to Livingston. To the paint, here's Iguodala. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And that does it for the first quarter. The Warriors on top, leading by 8. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Kevin Durant, former MVP, still feels like he has room to grow, and he gives us some insight into that philosophy.
I think it's another level I can go to. You know, always can be better. That's how I look at things. Teammates need me more than ever now. Coaches need more from me, so I got to dig deep and see where I can find it from.
And with all the weapons around him now, it'll be harder to deny him the ball. And we're ready to get rolling once again here for our Christmas Day matchup. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
Defense paying huge dividends for them through the first.
You know, this is a savvy group. They know when to body up and play physical and when to back off.
So for the Golden State Warriors right now, the incredible shooting pair of Curry and Thompson in the backcourt. Durant is out there with Green, and it's Pachulia in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Durant. He's coming off a 25-point game against Detroit.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game. A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Thomas kicks to James. Puts it up from 15. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Lets it go from 11. Thompson with the bucket. Thompson's got 6.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Thomas kicks to Crowder. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, the league and NBA teams have become much more aware of protecting players' health, and they're finding out that rest and sleep are a huge part of that. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr said medicine and science have improved, and thought processes do as well. He said in the old days, guys played 48 minutes. Well, we've made advances. We don't go backwards with this stuff. We go forwards. And guys, that's why they want their players off their feet as much as possible.
Good report, GA. Thank you. LeBron, no good.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. The Cavaliers trail by 10. Pass to Crowder. Unloads from 13. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Crowder's got 4 points in the quarter.
Just an example of what sets LeBron apart from everyone else. The ability to set up his teammates for easy scores while being so dominant himself.
Count that one. And it's 8 points for Klay Thompson.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
The screen from Thompson. James sets the screen for Thomas. And the wide open shot from Crowder. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Warriors leading by 10. Outside Curry. Inside and stolen by James. The three from Thomas. James. Here's Thompson. Dishes to James. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. LeBron's got 5 points so far.
Remarkable catch and shoot sequence right there from LeBron. Just a killer instinct whenever he gets the ball.
Curry passes to Thompson. Puts it up from 15. Thomas with the steal. Smith wide open. He fires. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. The Warriors have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6.
You know, guys, you could make the case that Tristan Thompson has a center's game and a power forward's frame. He put on some weight going into last season in order to spend more time at the 5. That was probably a wise choice.
Now Thomas, after the missed three from Klay Thompson. Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut down to 3 on the bucket from Isaiah Thomas.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
The dish to Green. Green, the screen, passes to Curry. Feeds it to Durant. And Kevin Durant with the slam.
Ooh, the one-hand tomahawk, guys. Somebody's going to get their feelings hurt.
Yeah, they got the entire bench up right there as they saw that and out of their chairs. And here are the Cavaliers now, following the score by Golden State. Curry kicks to Green. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. And when you see, Greg, this team play with Draymond Green, you can see that he's the heart and soul of the club.
As impressive as Green is on the stat sheet with all the triple-doubles, his intangibles are just as valuable. Steph Curry's the MVP of the league, but Draymond Green is the MVP of this team.
Free throw good, Green. That one misses. And so many different personalities in the NBA, Doris. You've gotten to know a lot of them. Who stands out as being some of the great players just to talk about the game within this league?
Well, LeBron James, I think, does a really nice job for me of answering questions in a very thoughtful manner. You'll see him just take a second to process whatever it is I've asked, and then really try to give the fan at home a sense of what he was thinking in that particular matchup.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
He's a very, as you know, such a cerebral player, and that translates to the postgame.
The Cavaliers trail by 6 to the middle. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Here's Durant. And the shot falls short this time.
And good defense there to play up and get a hand in the face.
Oh, the confidence he exudes, the toughness. He just gets inside shooters' heads.
Now, here's Thomas. He's got 5. 6 to shoot. That's a 2 from Smith. Doesn't go that time. Nice D from Durant. Warriors leading by 6. Curry kicks to Durant. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 3 assists now in this one.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Thompson dishes to Thomas. It's stolen by Curry. And here we go. Fast break. Curry's got it. Here's Thompson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. J.R. Smith picks one up.
You know, give Klay Thompson a tremendous amount of credit for not only knowing his role, but accepting it. I mean, he is the perfect sidekick to go along Steph Curry. And, you know, some people talk about maybe he goes somewhere else to be a bigger star. He is a superstar in our league. He just accepts the fact that maybe I won't get every individual accolade in order to chase the hardware. And kudos to him, because there's not any jealousy that's really accumulated over time between he and Steph. It's more of a brothership and respect that they have, and that's why they've been one of the more dominant teams we've ever seen.
Start it.
And one thing I thought was such a great comment from Klay Thompson, Greg, was when he was asked if he would ever leave Curry to be the top star on his own team, his response was simply, why would I do that?
Exactly. And that says all you need to know about Klay. He could be a star on his own team, but knows it's better to win titles as a sidekick. Also knows just how lucky he is to be the backcourt mate of Steph Curry. Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
It's ridiculous to give up that many points in the paint. You know, I think he'd like them to play a bit more physical.
The Cavaliers trail by 10. On the wing, James, defended by Durant. James against Durant, puts it up from 15, and Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. And Green slams it in.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now here's Thomas. He has 5. Williams up on top, guarded by Green. Pass to Thompson. Good, and the assist goes to James. 6 points for Tristan Thompson.
Well, you know that Thompson's feeling it when he's pulling up immediately after catching the pass.
Thomas against Curry. He feeds it to Pachulia. And there's the 3-second violation. And a look here at the shot chart.
What a display we've seen from them so far. Every half open look they've gotten, they've knocked down and showed no signs of letting up. Right now, they are in the driver's seat. As long as they can keep their rhythm on offense, they'll just steamroll this team the rest of the way.
The Cavaliers trail by 10. And here is Thomas. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Now here's LeBron. He kicks to Smith. Just 5 on the clock. The screen from Thompson. The Warriors pull it in.
And just because you can make it from outside doesn't mean you need to live there.
Oh, I'm right there with you. It's within his range, but still a low percentage shot. Well, what a season 2015-16 turned into for Zaza Pachulia. Acquired by Dallas for a heavily protected second-round pick, he filled that starting role admirably and was instrumental in helping the Mavericks make the playoffs.
The free throw drops for Pachulia. And Pachulia nearly voted an all-star starter in the West last season.
How about, Kev, a big social media movement drove a lot of the votes for him, and something he wasn't ever really involved in. Just shows how much people appreciate his game, though. Not a big numbers guy, but he impacts winning.
And Pachulia drops them both. And out of the Republic of Georgia, Pachulia, a late second-round pick back in 2003. He's carved out, Doris, a very solid career.
Yeah, I mean, Kev, listen, we're talking great IQ and toughness. Works hard on the glass, sets good screens. He's not a big-time scorer or shot blocker, but he's very effective playing that pivot position.
Now Livingston. After the missed 3 from Derek Williams. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Livingston's got the lead up to 14 now for the Warriors.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now here's Williams. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Let's take this opportunity to show you the teams that have been the best three-point shooting squads over the last 10 games. Second, the Warriors. The Cavaliers fifth.
Yeah, both teams on fire right now, shooting lights out from long range, and also great ball movement, I think, enabling them to create those terrific opportunities.
Iguodala, no good. The Cavaliers trail by 14 on up the court. Williams can't hit.
Ooh, that's stifling defense. Excellent effort.
Iguodala with it. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Now Livingston. Young outside. The high post shot. And no good. Korver with the defensive effort. Fry passes to Williams. Got a piece of it.
Well, once again, Pachulia turning the shooter away, uses his length so well.
Count the basket. Livingston's got 6 points.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Rose kicks to Fry. On the wing, Shumpert. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
And now a quick review at the numbers for Pachulia. He's averaging 10 points a game, 14 rebounds, and 2 assists. And really just excellent numbers. I like what we've been seeing from him across the board.
And it's the Warriors' ball. They're on a 17-4 run right now. Now here's Livingston. He's got 6. Down low, here's West. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
The Cavaliers trail by 18. Leans, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on David West.
You know, one thing I think that Derek Williams had working against him was where he was taken in the draft. I mean, pick number 2 overall. He came into the league with a ton of expectations. And it's clear he can't be a franchise guy. But he can contribute important minutes to a winning team.
And the first one drops. And Doris, as you said, it can be so difficult for a player to live up to draft position and expectations. Williams seems to have moved beyond that now.
Well, I think it's Williams' talent and skill. That's never been in question. He's always been able to run out and contribute. I think for him it was a matter of expectations, being too high for the player he was out of college. And now that time has passed, he can sort of focus on helping his team win in a smaller role and not be faced with the kind of scrutiny that comes with being such a high pick.
Now here's Shumpert. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game.
Boy, the defense can't be so relaxed when he has a look like that.
Iguodala dishes to Young. West passes to Livingston. Back to West. Iguodala right side. Off the left rim and out.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Rose kicks to Williams. He dishes it to Korver. Williams, a screen on Iguodala. The feed to Williams. No good from outside.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
No, it feels like he's forcing things, getting a little frustrated by not letting the game come to him.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
And that one falls for Young.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
And the Cleveland Cavaliers winning the first title in franchise history, upsetting the favorites The Golden State Warriors, first time ever a team returned from a 3-1 deficit in the finals to win it.
And so Young nails them both. And GA, the Cavs are now the hunted team. Do you like their chances of repeating as champions?
I think they've got as good a chance as anyone, and probably better because they really have owned the East. If they can stay healthy, no reason to think they can't do it again.
Now here's Livingston. Kyle Korver missing his last shot. Iguodala kicks to Livingston. The kick out to Young. And again, no good by Golden State. The Cavaliers trail by 19. Here's Shumpert. Outside Williams. Shumpert trying to free himself up. Williams can't hit.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
And there's the pass to Livingston. Picked by West. Livingston passes to West. And there's the 3-second violation. And Cleveland making a change here. Crowder's checked in. Well, Cleveland shooting a measly 26% in the second quarter. Now here's Rose. He's covered by Livingston. And here's Rose. 11 points for him in that last game against Brooklyn. The three. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Warriors lead by 19. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Alongside Steve Kerr and Coach, what is the offensive approach going to be in the second half?
Well, we just have to do what we do, move the ball and wear them down with our ball movement, our cutting, and our spacing, and set better screens, all the usual stuff.
Yeah, it always seems to work out for you in the long run. Thanks, Steve. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After one half of play, it's been a one-sided affair. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. So it's Golden State who's out on top at the half. They are dominating the scoring, leading by 19. And we'll go to Kenny first. What'd you see out there?
Well, I really like how many times they got to the free throw line. They've taken the direct method, attacking the basket, not settling for jump shots. That's gotten them some really good looks and a lot of points from the line. Staying aggressive in the second half is key.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And that about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. Yeah. I think Kevin Harlan should call the second half. How about you?
I agree.
Yeah, just like he did the first half.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Klay Thompson has been sensational.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
Well, he's given us every reason to anticipate big scoring outbursts, and tonight no exception.
Warriors leading by 19. Smith and LeBron filling out the wings. Jay Crowder out there with Thompson. And it's Thomas in at the point. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Green, the screen. Durant dishes to Pachulia. Thompson with the rebound. Here's Crowder. It doesn't go for him. The Warriors go the other way with it. Thompson outside. Curry a screen on Smith. Durant with a wide open look. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And that's 13 points for Kevin Durant.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Not the strongest play defensively, though. I mean, he was taken out by that screen far too easily.
LeBron kicks to Thomas. Back to LeBron. 6 on the shot clock. Looking to get back on track here. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Green's got 4 rebounds in this game. Good on the shot. Curry's got 10 points in the game.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
And you know he's not going to back down anytime soon. It doesn't matter if they're trailing or holding a lead like they are right now. He's going to keep pouring it on.
Thompson with the bucket.
Well, Cleveland coach Tyronn Lue, of course, played 11 years in the NBA. Started, came off the bench, won titles with the Lakers, played on the worst team in the league. I mean, that breadth of experience seems to serve him well as a head coach. He's certainly seen enough.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we know our old friend Steve Kerr was new to coaching when he took the reins of the Warriors, but he'd mentored under the greats. He said that Phil Jackson and Greg Popovich both had an almost scary amount of presence. As for Steve, he said, "I'm very laid back. I believe in the calm presence of a coach more so than the ranting and raving and screaming and yelling." I guess that's what he says to the referees anyway, guys.
Cool under pressure, but DA, he's as competitive as they come. Thank you. And Lue gives Coach Doc Rivers credit for seeing the coaching potential in him when he didn't see it in himself.
You're right, Kevin. Rivers told him, "You could coach for me." And Tyronn wasn't so sure. Thought coaching sounded like too much work. 6 years later, change of heart, called Doc to ask for a job, and the rest is history.
Warriors leading by 21. Left side Curry. It's stolen by Smith. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That is his first foul of the game. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. And clearly Tyronn Lue wants to talk it over.
I think it's clear J.R. Smith settling into his role as a three-point specialist as his career tends toward the back nine. You know, he can still elevate and finish above the rim when the opportunity presents itself, but he knows his role.
And Smith with size and athleticism, we all know pretty good at hitting contested shots.
Well, Kevin, we know he's got no conscience as a shooter. His motto is, when in doubt, shoot the ball. His decision-making obviously questioned at times, but the way he shoots it, it's not a bad idea.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Kicks it to LeBron. Back to Smith. Cleveland moving the ball around. There's a good screen. From deep three-point range. And Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And it's good for 2. And that's 15 points for Kevin Durant.
Boy, he's been dead-eyed tonight, and the whole team has prospered from that.
Pass to James. It's stolen by Green. Thompson in the posts, covered by Smith. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's on Isaiah Thomas. And, you know, certainly the culture of the NBA and basketball has seen some shifts over the last couple decades. Doris, when you look at the game today, how do you think it's changed? And where do you think it's going?
But I think from a strategy standpoint, the biggest change in the NBA culture is that it's going smaller and faster. It's trending toward positionless players where guys can shift among 3-4 positions at a time. And then the other part of the neat thing is, in this day and age of social media, from the off-the-court stuff, we're starting to see these guys become fashion icons.
Good on the second free throw. And you know, you look at the depth of the Warriors, never mind their dominant starting five, Greg. Their reserves are as good as some starting units in the NBA.
And for some teams, that can cause problems, where guys aren't playing as much as they feel they deserve. When you're playing for a team that's competing for a championship, though, players understand that some sacrifice is required.
Here's Crowder, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
Yeah, easy call.
The Cavaliers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
At the line for 2.
Free throw good, Crowder. And he makes both free throws. Here's Curry. He's got 10. Dishes it to Green. Crowder with the steal. Moving it up. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
LeBron James is consistent enough at the line where he'll make you pay most times if you're going to send him there.
And LeBron James achieving the highlight of his career, helping lead the Cavs to their first title in franchise history, and Cleveland's first title in over 50 years. Really hard to overstate what it meant to the city and his legacy.
And both free throws good for LeBron. And there's been a lot of negativity, Greg, directed LeBron's way. Cavs fans who felt betrayed when he left, analysts who questioned his greatness. What does that 2016 title now do to them?
I think it changes a lot, especially for those in Cleveland. For the analysts who question LeBron's place in history, I think his 2 titles in Miami had already done a lot to cement his reputation. The 2016 title should remove that as an argument. This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
The Cavaliers have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
And the first one at the line is good. Well, Isaiah Thomas, a first-time All-Star in 2016, only the second player in NBA history, 5'9" or shorter, to merit that honor. I didn't know that.
Yeah, following in the footsteps of the legendary Calvin Murphy. And for a guy taken with the 60th and final pick of the 2011 draft, Thomas no longer Mr. Irrelevant. Another step in his quest to become the best under 6-foot basketball player to ever lace him up.
LeBron with the block.
Don't bring that weak stuff in here. LeBron always on the prowl to send shots back with force.
Thompson against Smith. Releases from 15, and the Warriors miss again. The Cavaliers trail by 19. It's stolen by Green. Here's Thompson. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got 4 assists in the game.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Cavaliers have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Thomas kicks to Smith. Six to shoot. Crowder a screen on Green. Nice work there coming off the screen.
That quick release from JR makes him so hard to guard.
Warriors leading by 19 points. Curry passes to Durant. Curry against Thomas. Curry is inside. Count that bucket. Curry's got 12.
pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
They set the screen. Curry against Thomas. Unloads. And LeBron with the basket, the assist by Thomas. Thomas got 3 assists now in this one. Warriors have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. Curry kicks to Green. Now the dish to Thompson. And Curry has it in the corner. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. The Cavaliers trail by 19. Thomas outside. And Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got 11 rebounds in the game.
You know, something's off. His shot mechanics, perhaps, and they need him to shoot it well right now.
Now here's LeBron following the miss by Draymond Green. Shot from the wing. James, no good.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Shoots from the baseline. Here's Green. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Yeah, I think one thing, when LeBron returned to Cleveland, it was such a change in team culture, right? That military background that he sort of absorbed in Miami, he tried to bring that back to Cleveland. Now they're an outlier, but I think LeBron wanted the Cavs to move in that direction.
That one is off. And LeBron last season made his case publicly known about the need for the Cavs to go in early, go home late, and put in work. You think that helped?
Well, I think he was doing whatever he could, and at times it may have rubbed people the wrong way. And I think we have seen a change, though. Players are working harder. They understand the level of commitment needed to compete for a title.
And he's good on the second. One of the topics, Doris, that's come up recently relates to the NBA scheduling, with all the talk of trying to delete these back-to-back games. Players don't want it. Their performance isn't good. A lot of them will sit and rest, which is kind of cheating the fan that pays a lot of money to go see a big star play, and then he's not going to play because it's the 3rd and 4 nights.
Correct. And you and I have talked about this. You can shorten the exhibition season, Kevin. Go from 10 to 12 to down to 3 to 4. I think that the teams will benefit from that. You can start the season just a little bit earlier. It's so crucial that the NBA product be as good as it should be, and the way to do that is to make sure 4 and 5 and back-to-backs are reduced to the greatest measure possible.
You don't run a championship horse day after day, night after night.
I'm not cracking the whip on you or anybody else.
But you play every other day? That is a horse you can ride. Rose gets the bucket.
And Rose always looking for his offense, and why not? He can put up points in a hurry.
Livingston with it. 6 points for him. Pass to Green. And here's Iguodala outside. The Cavaliers pull it in. Now Rose. He has 6. It's Crowder on the wing. Offline with his 3.
Boy, we know this guy has a lot of confidence in himself and will take that shot again if he gets the chance.
It's stolen by Korver. To the inside. Green with the block. Down low. Got a piece of it. Young. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Outside Rose. There's a screen. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Warriors leading by 22. Young dishes to Green. The shot's good from McGee.
And this collapse we've seen by their interior defense, it's really the reason why they've struggled and are in such a hole.
Their D is getting chewed up. It's time for someone to step forward, put their foot down, and put a stop to these easy baskets.
Here's Young. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Well, the Cavaliers shooting a pretty sorry 29% from the floor here. Here's Rose. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Quick hands and the ability to anticipate the opening to create a turnover, so valuable, especially for a guard, as we see 2 tremendous talents with their ability to steal that ball away.
You know, and John Stockton, the only player to have cracked the 3,000 barrier in terms of career steals. You ask the fans about Stockton, and it's his passing they'll remember. But if you ask the players he's played up against, they'll tell you it's his defense that was just as sharp.
No good on the free throw.
And the one thing about Rose is that, you know, he can still get up for the big matchups. Whenever he faces another great point guard, he seems to play at his best level and loves to push himself and is willing to step up to the challenge. Let's just hope that he can eventually get back to that all-star caliber presence he had just a few years ago. And for Derrick Rose, the question will be how much of his MVP level of play from 2011 can he recover? You'd love to see him return to that form.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that. They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the board has been impressive.
But they recover it. Here's McGee. Rebound by Rose.
He can be a dominant, intimidating threat, but the defense stood tall.
Picked by Williams. For 3, Fry. Warriors with the rebound. McGee's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And with Rose and his injuries, it's not easy for him to put in a work day every day, but as you said, he can light it up on the big stage.
Yeah, and that is why he's such a threat. Even with his numbers being somewhat diminished, Rose knows what it takes to be a successful player at the highest level. You only wish he wasn't robbed of so much of his game due to injury.
You think about Iman Shumpert coming out of Georgia Tech, a defensive specialist, certainly. He's battled through injuries these last few seasons, but when he's right, guys, this guy's a quality caliber wing.
And he knocks down the first one. And Shumpert not a great offensive player, Doris. He especially struggled shooting the ball last season.
Well, I think, Kevin, you have to wonder how much that wrist injury held him back. To fill that 3-and-D role, they need him to hit a few more threes.
We've got 1:13 left to play in the third. Feeds it to West. Pass to Iguodala. And Young now, top of the key. The shot's good on the assist by Iguodala. Young's got 4 this quarter.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Right side Rose. 13 feet away. Rebounded by McGee. McGee's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Now here's Livingston. 6 points for him. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And examining his numbers this season, we can see that he's been an exceptional free throw shooter, right around 85.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. And for the Cavs, they've got some roster versatility in their front court. Do you like them with the traditional 7-footer on the inside, or do you think they're better off going smaller?
Well, I think, Kevin, most of their talent is at that power forward position, and they've got 4s with size and strength. They give up a bit of shot blocking with those lineups, but I think the positives outweigh the negatives.
Young outside, from outside the arc. Rebounded by Corver. Deflects the pass. Stolen by McGee. Rose. He can't get it to go. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Warriors ahead, just dominating this one. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Well, Cleveland shooting only 27% from the field, looking pretty ugly out there. On the court for Golden State here in the fourth. Livingston is out there with McCaw. And there's JaVale McGee. Then there's Caspi, and it's Looney in at the 4.
Well, you really have to like the control of Shumpert there. Lets the play develop and made the pass for an easy hoop. Nice.
Livingston kicks it to Looney. Back to Livingston. And he banks in the layup.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
And here's Cleveland. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. And here is Williams. Shot clock at 6. The drive by Shumpert. No good on the shot. And Golden State will come the other way. Caspi passes to McCaw. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
It's stolen by Livingston. And they're running. Here's Looney. He feeds it to Caspi. Power down with both hands.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Here is Calderon following the score by Golden State. Here's Williams. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. Here's Looney. He kicks it to Livingston. Just looking around the league doors, pick a few players you think are going to be the face of the NBA over the next couple years.
Well, Anthony Davis comes to mind. Certainly the brow.
Good choice.
Yeah, just you love his multifaceted offensive game. Karl Anthony Towns is another one who...
Isn't he amazing?
I mean, just...
A couple Kentucky guys, too, by the way.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
They certainly are coming out of there fast and furious.
They are.
I'll tell you one guy I'm intrigued by. What do you think the ceiling of Andrew Wiggins is?
With that length, his jumping ability, I think he's very coachable.
Yes, no doubt.
Played at Kansas the one year, which I think was a great entree into the league. I wonder if the call of Canada is too strong for him to ignore someday down the road.
I'll tell you that. Toronto's a team that has had a lot of defections or free agents.
Yes, they have.
With all these Canadians, does that become a destination?
Well, Tristan Thompson, and you've got Wiggins. I mean, guys, big-name players that could go back home. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Shot to stop the run. No good off the back of the rim. Warriors have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And stolen by Williams. Inside. Trying to find Green. He's got it now. Second shot opportunity, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And the length of Green is a real issue. for the D. His arms just go forever, which often results in a lot of shooting fouls for him.
At the line for 2. Free throw good, Green. And the NBA allows more fouls than college with 6, but some feel it might not be enough as it affects games too heavily. We lose some of our best players too early, some say. What is the right amount? Too much, too little? What do you think?
Well, I think they're right where they need to be perfectly frank. And if you remember in college basketball, the Big East, when Patrick Ewing was playing there, they went to 6 fouls. And I thought the level of physicality became absurd on the college level. However, it's different on the NBA. I don't think that 6th foul, it's the perfect amount for this league. I get that the fans want the stars to be on the floor. 6 fouls over a 48-minute game is absolutely perfect.
Williams attacking, and another miss by Cleveland.
Neither coach nor his teammates are pleased with the way he's playing. He's simply got to adjust his shot selection.
Green with the rebound. Cleveland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
Yeah, they've dominated that category in this one. It's reflected in the score.
Now here's Curry. Looney kicks to Curry. Takes the 3. The three-pointer is right on target.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Outside, Green. Green, the screen. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
Well, we've seen this league grow year in and year out, changing year to year, evolving year to year. Doris, what do you think of the 3 and D player type of player we see?
Well, I think first and foremost, obviously, the three-point shot has changed the equation in the NBA. It's hard to win without it. But I look at a guy like Klay Thompson, who, when he came into the league, said he thought his ceiling was that he'd be a 3 and D type player. I think if you have those 2 abilities, then your ceiling is much higher than you think it is. To me, Klay Thompson has got to start thinking of himself as an MVP caliber player, because I think he is that.
You think it's a mindset then?
I do indeed.
What about the big player who thinks that way too? Now that to me isn't like the Draymond Green 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" guys.
Well, how about that guy? And there's guys in college basketball that remind me of Draymond Green. And what separates Draymond is his intellect and his willingness to say, I'm not going to let my size limit my effectiveness on the NBA level. I can play because I know I can pass it. I can shoot it. My vision is terrific. I can put it on the deck. If you can be a multifaceted player, you've got a chance to succeed in the NBA.
Well, that was well said.
Shooting in Cleveland, Jeff Green. Taking 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Jeff Green. Smith checked in for Williams. Kevin Durant, he's checked in for the Warriors. Both free throws good from Green. Of course, we've seen more teams look to expand their offenses and stretch teams out. You can't analyze the NBA now without using the word spacing to look at a play.
Yeah, it almost makes you feel like perhaps that post play is being phased out of the game. I don't like that. To me, some of my best memories is watching Hakeem Olajuwon deliver the dream shake on the block, or Patrick Ewing, overpower somebody. What's your take? I mean, do you think this is something that is simply cyclical, Kevin, where the post play is out of it, or do you see a time where maybe it comes back in?
Well, you've talked about the influence of a Steph Curry and what his long-range shooting means for all these young kids playing on playgrounds around the world.
Right.
They're intrigued by it. They're going to work at it. They see future glory for themselves.
Correct.
I think spacing is here. I think seeing players move without the ball, cutting without the ball, enjoying the passing, enjoying the dribbling. They're bringing in parts of the game which are so eye-pleasing, so fun to watch, and I'm sure fun to play, too.
No question. I think, obviously, there's something so exciting to the team making the 3 and so demoralizing to the team that's having it done to them.
Think of how few players are the size 7-footers, 6'8", 7'2", that have that kind of size that can play that kind of game. You're talking about a very small number.
You're 100% right.
A lot of 6'2", 6'1", 6'3" kids out there,
no
boys
question.
and girls that can play that kind of game.
Well, we keep talking about Steph Curry. Draymond Green may be revolutionizing the NBA as much as Steph Curry.
Yes, good point. The Cavaliers shooting about 26% out there. They need to get a better look. Here's Thomas. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. They get Stephen Curry. And in the past few years, Doris, the league has looked to provide more transparency on officiating. This is an interesting topic. Do you feel that's a move in the right direction, the transparency?
Well, from a fan's perspective, certainly, because you want to make sure that what you're watching is legitimate. You want to know that, okay, you know, they might have missed this call or that call, and that's the human aspect that you can't fix. I do understand the players and coaches' perspective that it's frustrating to them because it never changes the outcome. So from their perspective, they're sitting there saying, don't tell me that. I don't need to know. I already knew. You don't have to confirm my feeling. But from a fan perspective, I would want that kind of transparency.
Does it undercut, though, the view that we as fans have of the officials? And they say some games, last 2 minutes, may have 9 things that were wrong. And now you're wondering, why are these guys even out there officiating when there were 9 things wrong in the final 2 minutes?
And because you cover college basketball, you know as difficult as this has been for NBA officials because they have been under the glare in the microscope, and I do wonder if that's contributed to sort of a snowball effect. You know the officiating at the NBA level is the best in the world.
It is. Green, the screen, the shot by Thomas. The offensive rebound. Cleveland moving the ball around. Calderon has the open look. No good with the triple. Golden State's gone 2 of 5 on 3-point shots since the end of the 3rd quarter. Curry dishes to Durant. Pick by West. Oh, West in position.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run. Calderon with it. Doris, offense up around the NBA in the last couple years. Do you feel that this is a good thing for the league?
I love it. I think the fans love it. You and I love it. The pace is faster. The shooting is better. The excitement level is through the roof. This NBA, what do they say? It's fantastic.
It is, but defense wins championships. Are you still sticking with that as a mantra?
No question. Championships have been defined on the defensive end.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Cleveland. Nick Young's checked in for the Warriors. And for the Cavaliers, they're shooting a disastrous 25% from the field so far. Smith, the pass to Jefferson. Now Korver. Back to Jefferson. Green, the screen. 6 to shoot. Drills the elbow jumper. Green's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Boy, as aggressive as he's been hitting all these shots, they're still behind.
Pick by West. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Green's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
You know, this hasn't been his best game, but he's been aggressive and they're winning.
Green, the screen. Korver kicks to Smith. Lets it fly. No good off the front iron. The Warriors have gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the 4th quarter. To the inside. Releases. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Oh, picked up his 4th foul. Maybe have to scale back his aggressiveness with plenty of time left in this one.
Doris has been a big topic the last few seasons. What do you make of the hack of whoever strategy? Does it have a place in this league?
Well, I think you and I differ on this, which is so interesting because you and I have had this philosophical conversation. I do not believe that we should reward, and we're generally talking about big players, by taking away the hack-a-shack strategy. To me, you've got, as a professional basketball player, to make a 15-foot shot that's uncontested. I don't understand why you can't make that shot.
Well, I've not played at your level. I've not coached at your level. Aesthetically, for me, it is very unpleasing. It ruins the rhythm. This game is all about fluid, skilled, beautiful movement of the ball of players. I hate to see anything stop and hesitate within the beauty of the game.
I can understand your perspective on that. And the one thing I would say that would make me lean in the argument to taking that out of the game is NBA fans are important. They are what drives television ratings, therefore advertising, therefore sales, and it allows these players to make their living. So I would say if the fans voice their opinion and want this taken out of the game, then I would go in that direction.
We know it is certainly on the mind of Commissioner Adam Silver.
No doubt.
Here's Curry. Isaiah Thomas making his last shot. Curry dishes to Young. Back to Curry. Young outside. Launches it. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
Don't underestimate him. He can knock that down.
Cavaliers shooting about 26% out there. They need to get a better look. Thomas against Curry. And the wide open shot from Green. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Green's got 12 points here in the second half. Golden State's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. Young up top, guarded by Korver. Here's West, and it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Come on, as a defender, you have got to fight harder to get through that screen and stay with your man.
Now here's Thomas. 1:36 left in the fourth, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thomas.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Rose is checked in. The Warriors also with a sub. Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Steph Curry. The Warriors shooting at 51%. Really solid. Now here's Livingston. Picked by West. Young passes to Livingston. To the paint. Tries to keep it alive.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Warriors.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win. And one of the league's truly special talents making his mark. Once again, another great performance for Green.
Now, this guy played the role of conductor out there, just delivering great pass one after the other, and the flow of the offense, great because of it. Coach has got to be pleased with all those assists.
In the corner, Smith with it. From outside, off the mark. And here's Livingston. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg, in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Very intense game tonight. How did you guys keep your emotions in check?
Well, we love a physical game, and we're not going to back down from anything. This is a great team. We respect them. They've been playing well this year, but we wanted to come in here and get a win, especially after losing last game.
Yeah, you turned it around and got that W and maybe turned things around. Thanks, KD. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. Now we'll send it up to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who is standing by for the post-game show.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present our Jordan player of the game, Draymond Green.
He had a little extra fire in his belly tonight, guys. Woo. Taking on the defending champs. He wanted that barbecue chicken, baby. But in all seriousness, though, he was out to prove something. He wanted to show that, hey, we can compete with any team in the league, and that's what he did.
Draymond Green wins games for you. It's just that simple. The energy, the intensity that he brought onto the floor tonight is incredible. Defensively, he's one of the few guys in the league that can guard all 5 positions. That alone makes Draymond Green a unique and special talent.
We certainly hope you've enjoyed our special Christmas Day broadcast of the NBA here on 2K Sports. Jingle bells. Ho, ho, ho.
For Shaka Claus,
Kenny the Elf Smith,
and Ernie the Reindeer Johnson.
We'll see you again soon. Good night, everybody.
Reindeer.